Welcome to Let's Talk Bible. My name is John. My brother Wencho is here as usual. Today we have another great episode. Um, Wencho, finance. We know how finance, especially when it comes to not just in marriage, but in general, can be a conflicting topic. So I'm super excited to talk about finance today.
Yeah, me too. I'm very excited because we know God is the one that bless His people. So, and we have to use His blessings wisely. So, I think that's a good topic to discuss, especially all the nuances that are happening nowadays.
Exactly. So, just a quick introduction. If you're not familiar with this podcast, Let's Talk Bible. It's a biblical podcast that explores culture, lifestyle. I mean, we talk about everything on this podcast. Like we mentioned earlier, today we're going to talk about finance, more based on the biblical context of marriage. But to start out with, Wincho, I want to show this PowerPoint right quick because we're going to be following this PowerPoint. Not just the biblical principle in finance, but in general we know finance can cause major issues, especially in Christian marriage. I can remember where I read a statistics that divorce is not only high in non-Christian marriage, but also Christians who are married are getting divorced at a high rate. And one of the major reason for that is finance. Um, so before we hit the PowerPoint, what do you what do you think, or what do you want to say about why finance such a big issue in marriage?
I mean, what we can say, to be honest, apart from God that we follow and obey, everything that we do on this earth revolves around money because we need money to survive, to pay rent, to pay bills, to whatever we are doing to buy food and anything that we do involves money. So that's why sometimes it might be a big discussion. So there might be some arguments, some divisions toward this topic.
Yeah, I totally agree. Um, One of the first point that I want us to hit on is differing money philosophies, like or should I say different money philosophies or habits when it comes to Christian believers or Christian within the Christian marriage context. You have people that are savers and you have people that are spender. I hope my wife is not gonna. I hope she doesn't get mad at me, but I would say I'm more of a saver, and she's more of a spender. I guess it kind of work out. When she wants to spend, I refer back to her budget, and sometimes when I want to save, she let me know why we need to spend certain things, and I think which worked perfectly well for us because you don't want to have two spender, even you don't want to have two saver in terms of being frugal with your finance when sometimes you need to spend it. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you have kids, there are certain things you need to purchase, and by saving and being frugal might not help. What do you think about that?
No, I mean I agree completely with what you said. But let's just go back very quickly to the second part, so the second slide, just to establish one thing, because we talk as in a Christian perspective. Now, whatever the world is doing, we would love to impart some wisdom that we get from God, but our conversation is purely based on the biblical principles as Christians that we're trying to follow. And especially the first verse when it says Psalm 24 verse 1 says, the earth is the Lord's and everything in it, the world and all who live in it. So we can go back to the previous slide. So that's the foundation. So as Christians, we know that when we die, we're not gonna go with anything with us. So basically, everything belongs to the Lord. Whether they talk about like euro currencies or dollars, whichever, or gold or silver, whatever we talk about is the Lord's because we all belong to God, whether we're Christian or not. But in the Christian perspective, when it comes to couples, I think there has to be a balance, like you said, between saver and spender. Like me, I'm more like I think I'm in between. I like to save when it's time to save, but I like to spend when it's time to spend because I don't want to like keep saving when I need to get certain things and I can get them. Sometimes too, I can find the danger of buying too much stuff and then now I don't have anything. I don't have anything else for a rainy day. So I think that's why there has to be a balance, and there should be discussion between couples, so they can know what to do and don't buy things that you don't need. I think it's good to buy things that you really need instead of wasting money, because you might buy something and then 2 weeks, 2 months, you never use it, never touch it. So what's the point of buying it? So I think that's also good to spend money on the thing that you need instead of something that you see or you were lured into by commercials or some other things.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I know. I agree with you. That's extremely important. But I don't know if you remember a few months ago there was this question trending, on social media. When it comes to saver or spender, should it be 50-50, 70-30? I mean, in the context of marriage, even not just marriage, but I mean, we want to focus basically because of our biblical foundation. We're talking about marriage mostly. But let's just say, do you believe couples should, when it comes to um, understanding the philosophy of money, how it works within the household, do you believe couples should split their bills 50-50?
me personally, me personally, it's a no for me. Because I think if you, I mean, as Christians, if you join your partner to become one, I think everything should be one. Whether the man is making less or the woman is making more or the other way around, I think we should, or the income should just come as one, take care of the bills, and then whatever is left, take care of other needs, and then put some aside for another day, like for savings. So I think that's to me is the easiest answer. Just I don't think it should be like, oh, it's 50-50. It's not a roommate. It's your, I would probably say it's your soulmate, not a roommate. So I think we should like see it that way.
Yeah, I totally agree too. I mean, right now I know both of us are married. We can use our marriage as an example, but we don't believe in 50-50. We have one income, and don't get me wrong, which we'll talk about different bank accounts in a few, but we have one income. When both of us receive our paycheck, we literally divide the bills in terms of what bills needs to be paid and how much it is. And a lot of the bills, my wife handle the bills. I don't even know. Let's just say, God forbid, something happened. I don't even know where to start to manage all of the bills. And we don't believe in 50-50. Sometimes if I work, I can pay 70 and she pay 30%. And sometimes when she works, she end up paying 100% and I pay zero based on what the need is. And I think that that's extremely important too, because once you start treating it like a roommate, like you just said, I think now you're setting your marriage for failure. A lot of people
Yeah,
might disagree, but once you start thinking, okay, honey, 50% of this is yours, 50% of that is mine, this is what we're gonna do. I think now you're allowing the devil to come in and try to influence your marriage within, I mean, in your finance per se.
and I agree. And to add to what you just said, let's just say we say, you know what, we're not split everything 50-50. So let's just say this month the person cannot pay. I mean, the spouse cannot pay his or her part. So what are you gonna say? You're gonna say, okay, you owe me, or we're just gonna pay late fees because someone couldn't pay the part, or you're gonna say, you know what, I'm gonna lend you some money and then you give it back to me next month. I mean, I think it's crazy if you think about it. I don't think the whole thing about 70%, 30%. I don't think we should see it that way. I think the best way to see it as a unit is this month we have that amount, we take care of the bills. Next month, if we have more, thank God we still take care of the bills, and whatever is left, we can, if we have to do personal stuff, do your personal purchases or something like that, and then make sure you get some money on the saving account. I think that's the best way. Not like, oh, this month I can pay 7% or 50% next month. No, everything is 100% because we are one. When we do taxes, I don't think we say, you know what, in my taxes, I pay 50% or I pay 30%. You just say, you know what, the two incomes become one to do the taxes. So I think it's just as simple as that.
Yeah, yeah,
People can, like I said, people can agree or disagree, but
yeah.
in a Christian, I mean, as Christians, we have to be honest with each other, and we are from the same family, which is God's family. So we should be able to treat each other.
So
Uh,
would you say it's a sin for Christians to think that way?
no, no, no. I'm not saying. I don't think it's a sin, but like you said it already. I think if you start thinking that way, you head in the one direction. Like you said, you might try to give Satan an advantage to destroy your relationship
Yeah,
because there's no real unity if you think about it because there's going to be division somewhere
yeah,
because like I said think about it, let's just say for example, let's just say I'm making for example, oh, 100K a year, and my spouse, my wife is making 2K a year. I'm not gonna be like, okay, let's just do 50-50.
yeah,
No. Or if she's making 100K, you're making 2K. No, we're not gonna. It's just one couple. Whatever we have is one, and then we just spend likewise. I think the good thing too is before marriage, doing the courting after somebody's engaged and doing counseling. These things needs to be addressed so that you can know where you're heading.
yeah. And now, what about, for example, lack of communication and tran- transparency? A lot of times in marriage, do you think as Christians we should have different bank accounts?
Me personally, I don't think because if we're gonna do everything as one, I don't think we should have different bank accounts. But if a couple choose to do that, I don't think it's a sin. I mean, it's fine. But like I said, maybe somebody might, they can have different accounts for whatever reason. Let's just say they have different jobs and then they want to get their money, the direct deposit from their account, and then they can merge it to a common account. That's perfectly fine. But I think, like I said, the main thing is you have to be honest with each other.
Yeah, yeah, like
You
us.
cannot, yeah, you cannot say to your spouse, "Oh, I'm making 50K a year," while you're making 100K.
Yeah, yeah,
There's that's not good, especially as Christians. We shouldn't be lying. So that's why at the end of the day, as Christians, we have to be honest with each other because we're not lying to one another. We're lying to God above everything.
that's true. Like for us, I have my personal account. My wife has her personal account, and then once we get paid, we merge whatever we get paid together. And one of the reasons that we have a personal account is because I have accounts since college. I remember I created this account when I was a freshman in college, and I'm like, instead of closing the account, you know, um, with all the benefits that you get with credit card, debit card that I had with the banks, and the same goes for her too. I think the key is communication. That's what unity is, and I just feel like a lot of people don't truly understand what unity stands for in marriage.
Yeah, because nowadays they see it more like a contract. You there, but I'm still trying to protect myself. Protect myself from what? You married. I think we should protect ourselves because we are one. But
Yeah,
yeah,